Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. And this video, this will be another fun project. We will be making cards, and for this video, for these cards, I will be using this watercolor paper. It is actually Hahnemuhler Watercolor paper Britannia, 300 GSM or 140 pounds. It is 17 by 24 centimeters or 6.7 by 9.8 inches, and I have divided it into two parts for two cards. And also I will be using, not sure if you followed me a few tutorials ago, but I did use just a very thin paper. Actually, this is Accademia watercolor paper. It is 200 GSM, and well, I guess this one I love to use for projects, not really for painting or practicing, but some simple projects. And on top I've painted it with some, this is Rubens pearlescent watercolors, so they are a little bit shiny, and I have a leftover from our earlier project, so I will be using this paper, this watercolored paper. But if you don't have shiny watercolors, you can just on top of your watercolor paper paint with any maybe yellow or pinkish watercolors, whatever you have. That would be just fine. If you want to check how I made those, I will link the video down in the description box, and right now here on the screen you can also see it, so you may check how I did those. So that's for the watercolor paper. Also, I did use, this is just I think this is a school watercolor paper, but you can use any maybe thicker printing paper, that would also be fine. I just folded it into half to make it into a card, and later on we will just put our cards on top of that. That's for the papers. And also I will be using some watercolors from Etchr and also some of my watercolors, but here this is a very simple project. Colors you can choose yourself. Also, you can just use any watercolors, cheap school watercolors, whatever you have, that would be just fine. We will be needing a glue gun. If you don't have a glue gun, you can use just a regular school glue. The gluing time will last a little bit longer, but it can be glued with that also. Also, any brush you have will do, a smaller, larger, that would be just fine. Some scissors and also a pencil, and that's basically it. I believe we can get started. First thing I'm going to do is on this paper I will draw the flowers and cut them, the shape of the flowers. I did here start something, but you know, it didn't work, so I will just first draw our circle, because I do want my flowers to be in the shape of the circle, and then do the center, then the first petal, make them quite thick. That's the mistake I did here. And then the two of those that are on the opposite sides, like that, and do here. So that's gonna be our, just roughly make them, and I'm gonna start, so just cut that first one. Same way I have traced and then cut also the second flower and the butterflies. First drew them on the paper, then traced them onto my watercolor paper like that. Now we can cut that. So these are our butterflies, also cut. Put them on the side also. Just clean this up like that. Now we need our cardboard. And for the first card, I will mix a little bit of the green and some sky blue from the Etchr palette to create this beautiful turquoise color, and then also prepare myself some ultramarine, some green mixed in with yellow to get this beautiful almost sap green color. And afterwards I've pre-wetted the paper in a size of a square, and then with the tip of my brush I'm just tapping in the colors that I have prepared wherever I feel like it. So here you can also choose some other colors. You don't have to use the same colors as I did. Just keep them maybe in the same family. After I added the colors, I've just added a couple of also splatters with only clean water, and then a couple of splatters with white gouache. Now also a little bit of splatters with turquoise. I will leave that aside. We can move on to the second card, start the same. I have pre-wetted the paper, but this time not the entire square, just the upper part and a little bit on the left, but the lower right part I left dry. Again, tapping in with the tip of my brush. To my ultramarine I have added a little bit of pretty pink to get violet color, with which one I started, and then added a little bit of pretty pink. Some splatters with yellow, some with clean water, and now I'm just mixing in a little bit of ultramarine to my pretty pink, and then adding a couple of splatters with that color. I left it to dry completely, and now when my both cards are dry, I decided to add a little bit more of the splatters. To the first one a little bit of turquoise, and to the second one a little bit of violet and a little bit of pretty pink. While that is drying, I will prepare my flowers. I'm just looking for some buttons. I found this button. It's, I don't know, from some old shirt or something like that. So you probably all have some buttons. If not, maybe you have those pins that you stick your paper to the board. So I have chosen one of those, and now you can use the handle of your brush if it's rounded, or I have this tool. This is actually something for making cakes, I believe, and I'm using that it also is round. So to create my flowers, to press them slightly onto the towel, and then just pinched the petals with a glue gun. I have glued them together. As I said earlier, you can of course use here just a regular glue, but the gluing time will take a little bit longer. Also, I glued my button, and then on the edges added a little bit of that pretty pink I have used for my painting, just to make some beautiful edges to my flowers, to my flower. And now I'm just gluing it to the card. Also, I'm adding stem in a dark brown color, and I'm gonna make a bow with this string and just also glue it onto the flower stem. I think it would look a little bit nicer, adding some details, some touches. So let's just be a little bit creative. It's not all about the watercolors. And a couple of splatters again with pretty pink, and we are done. Now moving on to the second card. First, I'm again gluing my butterflies. I have, well, picked up a little bit of wings of the first one just to make it a little bit 3D. And now again using that string, and I will glue it onto my butterfly to make a butterfly body. And also on the top of the body, I decided to add 2 of those pins I mentioned earlier, just to, I don't know, make it a little bit nicer. You can use here confetti, or maybe cut a cardboard also in a circular shape and glue that. Now again, the edges of the butterfly, I did embellish a little bit with the turquoise and glue it onto my card. A couple of splatters with turquoise. And I decided to write a text. On the first card, for you. On the second card, congratulations. But at the end, you will see I did change up a little bit the second card because the text wasn't really visible. So I've cut the paper that I used for the butterfly, and then onto it wrote congratulations, and I think it looked a little bit nicer. So guys, we are done with our cards. Quite simple and fun project. So I hope you like it. If you do, please hit the like button, share it, and comment. If you haven't still, please do subscribe to my channel. That really means a lot to me. Maybe even consider joining my channel. There's a lot of real-time tutorials there for you. So a lot of fun. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time. Bye.